from Darkstar Astrology, bringing you the full moon in Pisces, hence the blue. It's also sextile Uranus as well, so there's a bit more of an Aquarian vibe to this one. So first, just a little update on Darkstar Astrology. The website's pretty much finished now. It's looking really nice, so do come and visit it. I'm starting a rogues gallery, so I know I'm going to get some people saying, why have you got Joe Biden in the rogues gallery? Well, you know what? I'm going to put Donald Trump in there as well, because these days we don't know who are rogues and who are not rogues, but it's meant in a humorous way. Anyway, so the rogues gallery is up. I've done Bill Gates and I've done, I'm just going to update. I'm going to put transcripts of my YouTube videos, so if you prefer to read sometimes, they'll be on the website. What else? And also, yes, thank you patrons, because I'm nearly at my first goal, which is $500 a month. Will get rid of a ad, or the top ad on Darkstar Astrology. So if you want to help me with that, hop along to Patreon as well. Otherwise, stick around for the audio and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hi, this is Marina from Darkstar Astrology, bringing you the full moon on September the 3rd, and it will be at 10 degrees of Pisces. So to sum up, first of all, it is going to be best for exercising, messaging, grounding, attacking enemies, employing, hugging trees for hippies, burning garden waste, protecting your seeds, besieging towns, and finding God. Now it's worst for buying sheep, acting like a sheep, going south, machines, technology, scientists, marriage, planting, playing victim, making new friends, getting drunk, atheism, and finding the God particle. So those things are not well starred at this coming full moon. So the 6 important factors then, it will take place in Pisces Decan 2, which is victim, saviour and resurrection. The moon will be on Scat, fixed star Scat, in the left hand of the water bearer. It will be sextile Uranus, so it's quite a kind of, it's got a Aquarius kind of vibe to it as well, even though it's in Pisces. There will also be a Venus opposite Pluto at 25 degrees of Cancer Capricorn, Venus in Cancer, with Pluto in Capricorn, of course, how can we forget? The moon will take place in the 25th lunar mansion, which is, in Arabic, it's something like Sad al-Akibaya, I don't know. And it's, in other words, it's called, in translation, it's the lucky star of hidden things. And number 6, the full moon tarot card, is the 9 of Cups, which is the wish card. So now, what is this lunar mansion all about? Well, it's not such a lucky one. It's not a great lunar mansion, but there are other things that make this a better moon than we would have thought. So Ashmole says, when the moon is in this mansion, besiege towns and castles and pursue your enemies. Okay. Send your messengers, but wed not, buy no beasts, buy no sheep, take your journey to the south, buy servants, build, enter into ship, and take no new fellowship. That actually means don't make any new friends. I don't know why, but you know, that's what he says. Christopher Warnock says of this mansion, when this mansion appears, we may need to embrace its steady grounding energy. In the image, the gardener is planting the tree directly over the spring, signifying that our plantings, our projects and endeavours must also draw from the source, the water of wisdom and deep knowledge. This mansion advises that we proceed according to the dictates of nature rather than those of men, machine and artifice and AI. And the electoral properties, says Medieval Astrology, which is a website called, medievalastrologyguide.com. They say that this is good for sieges again. I don't know, in modern day, what is taking siege? Seeking fights, taking revenge on enemies. Good for safety in travel, but causes delays. Also good for fortifying buildings, but it's bad for marriage. Again, planting, partnerships, purchasing animals, so don't buy your household pet, and employment. Talismanic properties, it's good for protection of crops, attacking enemies again, cursing the body, destroy harvests and protect messengers on their travel, and to separate spouses. So it's not very good for relationships and human beings in general, really, this one. It's more to do with destruction. I think it's because of the Saturn rulership of this decan. Yes, I know it's in Pisces, but the lunar mansions are sidereal, so that means that the constellation that should be here is actually Aquarius again, and we can see because of the fixed star Scat is here. So what is the decan's face for this? The picture from the Picatrix says it's a man upside down with his head below and his feet raised up, and in his hand is a tray from which food has been eaten. This is a face of great reward and of strong will in things that are high, serious and thoughtful. Yes, it's that serious, melancholic Saturn kind of vibe to this. And also being upside down makes me think of the Hanged Man as well. So it is a kind of in suspension, transition type of a moon. So let's look at the aspect, because the moon is sextile Uranus, and this brings an abundance of radical and innovative energy into the collective. I used a picture of good old Mel Gibson, I like him, as when he was in what's that film? Braveheart, that's it. When he's painted all sort of blue on his face as well. I think it's called woad. Some sort of dye they used in England to make themselves look scary. I just think it's really interesting that they did that kind of blue. Anyway, that sort of fits with the Uranus and the Pisces and the blue theme for this moon. So it's all about revolution, personal freedom, genius really, and an awakening energy. But we've got to remember that the moon is also to do with the home as well. So it is... I think there's rebellion in terms of one's homeland, really, and protecting the tribe again. I mean, it is very tribal. But also the thing is with Uranus moon, there's two ways about it, because sometimes it can never feel at home anywhere. And it's about being a bit of a gypsy and not putting down roots. But in other ways, it can be about progressive type of futuristic housing, space age housing, high-tech methods of running a home, solar panels, that kind of stuff, green electricity. So there are those kind of themes as well. But the theme really is quirky innovation. That's what we think of when we think of Moon and Uranus together, especially in a soft aspect. It's not going to be so heated. It's not going to be too much of a upsetting revolution. It's not going to be that explosive, really. It could be a bit of a pleasant awakening, a bit of like, yes, I get it. Not a sort of earth-shattering, like, oh my God, shocking thing. It's more of a relaxed awakening, I think. Mainly it's just about unusual domestic arrangements. So, and being a bit unorthodox when it comes to family life as well. So at this time, we will be thinking outside the box, but nothing too radical, nothing too upsetting. It's kind of like boiling the frog in a bit of Uranian blue, but not dazzling it with electric kind of turquoise. But we do have a Venus opposite Pluto going on at the same time, and I'm wondering, I know the big theme has been practically all this year, apart from the Crown beer flu, there has been underneath all of this a real awakening, talking about awakening to truth, which is Uranus, within the public when it comes to to child abuse and sexualizing children. And it has come to my attention, and I'll talk about it later probably, because it might be more of a Patreon only thing. But I think I'm going to be discussing the new film, Cuties, which has had a lot of people campaigning to block its release because of how it portrays these young girls as young as 11 who are wanting to have a career in dance. It's about, they say it's a charming awakening film about young girls of 11 awakening to their womanly wiles, I guess. But anyway, we'll talk about that later, but I think that's very Pluto opposite Venus. Now, yes, this moon is in Pisces Decan 2, which is actually a Jupiter-ruled decan, so it's kind of strange mix of Saturn and Jupiter here. But it's also the most liquid area of Pisces, which means that it also risks being the most toxic. So the new moon here will be supremely absorbent of its environment, which can work positively or negatively. The most criminal and slimy of individuals could turn this great power into something quite nefarious. And with Pisces Decan 2, the evolutionary state of the soul then is really important. This new moon will absorb toxins just as well as it can absorb love and bliss. So whatever the choice, it will suck the juice out of it. So it better be good juice. So I'll leave it there for part 1. Come to Patreon for as little as $5 a month and you can hear the whole report. Or come to darkstar where there is a written summary and also the healing crystal, which is the blue jasper, if you want to know more about that. And otherwise, I will see you next time. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.